So as a generation, we called Gen Z and generation millennials. जो सबसे बड़ा challenge आता है, that is we are distracted. We want to do so much more and yet we are unable to do so much more. उसकी बहुत बड़ी वजह अगर मैं कहूँ तो वो ये है कि हम अपने वक्त का इस्तेमाल कैसे करते हैं. So talking about it, I would say a lot of us are really poor in terms of managing our time, in terms of fulfilling the promises, fulfilling the commitments. That's because we are actually we have the intention to do so much. So for example, you'll find me often running to deadlines, running to meetings, running to people at dot time or even slightly late. And that usually happens because I tend to make a lot of promises to a lot of people, and a lot of people around me lately made me realize this. So उस वजह से ये होता है that I create a guilt and then eventually I go on and make another promise to them, which somehow becomes draining for me in personal capacity, and that's how the energy management of self also gets little diluted. So I believe that's the one reason why I want to talk from an intention point of view, that how one can manage the time better. So one is that you need to understand what exactly works for you. I would say your body, my body will have different ways of responding to situations, reacting to the situations. So one aspect extremely important is to gauge and collect how you're doing actually. So once you have that information, rest everything will be easier. So I would say, just to give an example, if I want to do 4 to 5 things a day, right? Which means I have to sync up my time in such a way that I'm not distracted in majority of my time, so that I'm allowed to do a lot more. So for example, if I want to start 2 more businesses now, okay, so I know that 10 to 6 is the time when the entire world is going to chase me for my existing businesses, because they somehow would need me for a meeting, for a call, for an email reply or whatnot. So I know that they are going to keep bugging me, which means in order to start something new, I need a lot more fresh time, a lot more time where I am actually communicating with myself and able to do things without being distracted. So the easiest way to do that is that you change your time from the time of the world. For example, India works majorly 10 to 6 or 10 to 5, right? What if I start working, let's say 7 o'clock in the morning, and I wrap my day 4 o'clock in the evening? It's just a slight shift which will change a lot more game, because whosoever is going to meet me or who wants to, let's say, send an email or make a phone call, they're usually going to do after 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the day. Which means, so 7 बजे से 10 बजे का जो वक्त है, that's something I can totally invest on myself. I can invest on the things I really want to work on. And that way, I am managing my time better. So I am saying, everyone has 24 hours. You, me, Mukesh Ambani, and everyone. What matters more is that how you make value out of every single minute you spend. And that is the overall equation where we all need to understand. And another aspect, in order to have the quality time, you need to be less distracted. So one, start turning off the notifications in your mobile phone so that you're not consumed by the mobile. That's one important aspect. Number 2, you need to decide what you really want to do throughout the day. For example, before going to bed, make a list of the items you are due to do in the next week. Next day. So what will happen through this is that you are telling yourself that this is something I'm going to achieve tomorrow. And that way you will be able to achieve a lot more, because you're telling your brain, you're training your brain that आपको कल ये चीज़ें करनी है, so that वो चीज़ें होने लगेगी. अदरवाइज अगर आप अपने दिमाग को ये नहीं बताओगे उसे क्या करना है, तो आपसे वो सब कुछ करवाएगा जो आपको नहीं करना है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, you will end up watching, let's say binge watching something on Netflix. You may end up going out a lot with friends. You may end up doing nothing, right? So it's important that you start telling your mind every evening before going to bed that tomorrow I'm going to achieve this, and I am going to be this individual. So I would say, start valuing your every 1 minute. Start figuring out that how you can make your time more qualitative. And I am sure you're going to see a lot of wonders happening in your life. Thank you.